match. Again, we'll check up on you a little bit later on as we're going to jump into it. You and me, Mitch, me and you, holding hands side by side, though you're a lot shorter than me, so I guess I have to kind of bend over or bend down to hold your hand. But this is going to be kicking things off on the overpass. Looks like Divine Vendetta going to be starting off on the CT side and Tiger on the T side. All right, now, Mitch, give me your predictions. Give me your heart's prediction and then your brain's prediction in this match. How do you think it's going to go?
I mean, honestly, I want to side with my Middle Eastern boys. I want to go with Divine Vendetta.
That's your heart?
It's in my veins. It's in my heart. I want them to take this one across. For Tiger, barely beat Beyond, barely beat Invictus. They're still in contention for the top spot, but if they don't win this one, I don't know about that anymore. We'll see. We're into the pistol.
Yeah,
things already starting out fairly poorly with Cabal falling. It's a 5v4. Divine Vendetta off to a good start.
Yeah, I mean, Havoc just got his head, or sorry, Cabal just got his head completely taken off right off the bat by Pokemon. And again, that's a player that we wanted to see step up, right? I think it was you that mentioned you want to see him come back to what we saw in their first match. We're going to see the Execute come in towards B with 4 players. The Bomb going to be actually joining in as well here. They're committing to this. And you can see Havoc just trying to play safe. Both players in water. So CT's giving this up, or maybe not too much. Tight gets the first kill. Ezreal again with a good flashbang, open things up. Dobu just jumps into the water and takes both kills. This just completely switched around on its head as Dobu gets a third. Maybe he's showing up to play here, Mitch. This is insane out of Tiger.
Oh, yeah, he is just doming people left, right, and center. Divine Vendetta going to struggle to get back in. Davdov and Pokemon, though. Davdov, insane player, consistent across all the games. Pokemon, not so much. He steps up sometimes. Is this going to be a map where he can show his true colors? We shall see. The shots raining out from the Glocks as players fall, and Pokemon almost takes down Dobu, but Dobu takes them all. And a 4K, it's now 1-0 for Tiger.
I've got it, Mitch. I've got this. This is what it is. Whoever we call out as underperforming on Tiger's side then goes into that game and just completely makes us shut up. It was Haircuts last time. It's Dobu this time. 4 kills in the pistol round. And the thing is, he jumped into water. They weren't blind. He just hit his shots. And then the third kill on the Ezreal, like, when they're already down a man, they lose another on the entry. He steps up and he gets the kills when they need it. He goes straight to the AK. 4 Mac 10s for the rest of his team. That's kind of interesting. I was actually expecting maybe the AKs to come out, but maybe they're feeling confident they don't need it. They have to be careful, though, of Davdov on his scout. But hey, if they win this round and they keep the majority of the players alive, this is a lot of money they're going to make in the follow round as well. So they should be able to, you know, get a very strong economy going. Oh, Davdov, 25 HP, gets around the corner in time. He's got to be very careful, though. Flash could come through. Let's have some assistance out of Tyke. And Pokemon, oh, he's getting aggressive. I kind of like this. They saw the presence towards Long. He's actually going to flank into connector. Dobu was checking. Oh, no, Dobu's going to turn. Doesn't matter. Spray comes in. He only gets 1, however. The AK is going to be rescued. And it will be a 4-on-4.
Well, we'll pretend we didn't see the latter part of that spray, but...
Oh my god, no. Edrin turned around, too. Right when 9 was coming up the connector.
Yeah, well, he's walked back. He's caught him. As Cabal is on his way up through Con, the rifle retrieved. The players moving back towards the A site. Cut off by Urcast at least, but I mean, they've still got a man disadvantage to work with. Davdov on 25 health, but a scout. That's workable. And Tiger, they're separated as well, so Urcast is going to try to flank down from the A site. Problem is they know he's up on A, so they'll be ready for this flank to come down as time goes on, but 16 seconds left. They've got to make a move quite quickly at that.
Yeah, Cabal needs to stay alive.
See, Cabal can cause a distraction, right? The smoke goes down. He's spamming away. Now the players are looking at him, but no, Urcast wasn't there in time. That's the round done and dusted. He doesn't even find the extra kill on the clock. 3 players surviving for Divine Vendetta. Weapons picked up. They've got a Mac 10, a Scout, an AK, all for free. And the most important part, Jason, is that they're coming up against an Eco in the next round. Well, not even, actually. 3 players are triple. Or double Eco, sorry. Triple Eco.
Yeah.
Jeez, that'd be something.
That'd be old school.
Yeah, $5 per round. Good luck.
Hey, you can get a nice sandwich for that. It's unfortunate. Like, the time just ran a little bit too thin. There was like an angle maybe that Urcast could have played from in heaven to cover off the bomb going down, because I believe there was a smoke there to provide it. It looks like there are some tech issues going on again. Whenever we see the timer at 0 on top, it means we have some tech problems. Maybe Droney McDroneface is a little sad he hasn't made an appearance. It's only been 2 rounds. Calm down, man. You'll get there. We're still waiting for Dinko to name him. He's
Yeah.
ignoring it, so clearly he
At
doesn't
this
want to.
point, I'm just getting disappointed day on day
I
when
mean,
Dingo's not coming out with a
I'm
cool new
thinking to the
name.
future, right? Is if Dinko ever gets a dog, I'm scared he's just gonna name it Dog. You know, we already talked about how he loves
Doggy
dogs more than
McDogface.
cats. He's just dog, yeah, Doggy McDogface, or just name it Hey You. Not that I don't know German, even though I've been living here almost 8 years. Oh my god, actually 10 days. I'll have lived in Germany 8 years, and I know absolutely no German. So
That's quite upsetting, I'll be honest.
yeah, to all the Americans that like yell about immigrants, you know, learn English. Well, I'm in Germany and I haven't learned German, so
Yeah, you're walking around Germany going, learn English.
hey, to be fair, in Cologne, like if you're under, I'd say like I guess in general, if you're well educated, if you're under 60 years old, you generally know English. If you're not well educated, I'd say like around like under 50. Like mostly everyone here that I know speaks English in some form, like enough
Mm,
to understand enough. You know, I mean, I can order food in German. You know, we don't have them as a
of
sponsor,
course.
but ich hatte gern ein Burger. I'm not gonna say the other one. You know, I would like a burger. Can I have a burger?
I guess, yeah.
I learned the important phrases like, "Can I have another beer?"
Of course. Well, even I've been to Mexico for a couple of weeks.
Dos cervezas,
Oh, no.
por favor.
Yeah, dos cervezas más, or cerveza más. More beer. It works.
All right, well, it looks like the issues have been solved. We're back into the round 3. We do see the investment come in since they have, I guess, the double eco. They're going to just go for it. Scout picked up for NCL. Tech 9s as well. On the other side, they don't really have the greatest of buys either, to be fair. Aircast again with the Mac 10. Trying to get aggressive. Pokemon takes down Cabal. The flash is perfect. They're not able to capitalize off it for any kills, unfortunately. They get some decent damage done. Pokemon's low. Davdov's low. It's a 2-on-4, but with two players on low HP, there is a world where Tiger could win this until Aircast goes down and Dobu is going to be... Oh my god, please do it. Not
Wow.
happening.
The 4K for Pokemon, at least. With Divine Vendetta up 2-1, they're in a decent spot considering losing out the pistol. I mean, answering back pretty convincingly. Tiger are going to be upset. Did I say losing the pistol? I didn't mean that. They came closer. They came close to taking the pistol. Then they rock back in. They get the second round. Beautiful third. I was so close to the knife. Luckily, Dobu ran out of ammo. Wasn't still quite close enough to him. Right, here we go. We're going into round number 4. Just Glocks for Tiger. So there's not a whole lot to really look at, you would hope. Rounds like this should be boring. You know, they should either be quick or they should be boring if the team spreads out for defaults and looks for picks, which is not really advisable.
I mean,
So
is there a quick and boring? Is that possible?
Yeah, I think we're
I
probably
think it's
close to
exciting,
seeing
though.
it.
I think it's quick and exciting. You can't have quick and boring because you see Azure get a quad kill.
Oh,
Yeah, oh, wow.
hello.
That was a good shot.
That was a beautiful little turnaround. Still only versus Glocks. You know, it's
Mitch.
easy to do if you can shoot.
Mitch, if you're in matchmaking and you get an ace and someone that you're playing with says, it was an eco round, are you going to sit there and be like, yeah, right?
I'm gonna scream at them.
No, you're going to be like, nah, man, I deserved it.
No, did you ever see the did you ever see the when Pasha got, I think it was a 4K, he was just playing like matchmaking or something, and I was like, oh, were they eco? And they definitely were. Like, they were just rushing Biabs with Glocks, and he's like, no, they have AK. It was great.
But Mitch was only the second round. Yeah, they all had ops.
I don't know how they got it, man. They're cheating. It was great. He's like, they all had AK. Yeah. And then in the next round, they have AKs again. And he's like, how do they have so much money? She's like, I don't know. I don't know, man.
I love how Dinko says, also the dog name is efficient. I mean, it is efficient, but what if you have 2 dogs?
Other dog.
Damn it, Mitch. Makes so much sense. So we have the buy-up round, though, for Tiger, and we already saw Cabal and Dobu fall. 9's already low. We can see they're going to leave the bomb still back towards spawn, which they're going to have to pick up. 9's going to be the one to have to do that. I'm not going to say he's volunteering for it. It's like, screw you guys. I have to go get the bomb. But you have NCL pushed up, and there's like 2 players pushing into him, so there's a potential for a double kill, but they actually take down 9. They don't expect NCL to be here. And Ericus gets the spray onto the first. NCL easy to get this kill. He'll be in a 1-on-2 if he pulls it off. That's relatively easy. Gets the bomb. The B site's actually open, and he's going to be heading directly down here You can see the rotations. Okay, Davdov's trying to upgrade his gun to the AK. Instead realizes, okay, I just need to get down here to help out because you don't want the 1v1s to occur. And there's the first one. NCL gets the kill. The bomb going to be planted. Now Davdov with the FAMAS. And a one-on-one, full HP for NCL. The superior weapon. Does he have the superior aim?
He's at least been spotted out moving towards short. Davdov knows where that player is. Drops the smoke, goes for the defuse. He's sticking it. 2 seconds, 1 left, and it looks like he's got it. And then the kill afterwards. Insult to injury. Tiger going down now 4-1. Divine Vendetta, maybe they left Overpass in for a reason. I mean, we haven't got to the buy rounds yet, really. You got one where it came down to a 1v1, but I'm going to jump the gun. I'm going to say they've got this in the bag. Jason, I got to ask you well. So, you see, I was thinking, you're saying you lived in Germany for 8 years and haven't learned German. How much time are you actually spending, though, outside of your house / other work environments?
I'm afraid to answer that question.
Not a whole lot.
I don't want to be judged. I mean, look, I'm a gamer. I'm a bit of an introvert.
Yeah.
Tiger is falling by the wayside here. I'll get back to your question in a second as they have Dobu and Cabal left. And they're still back towards spawn. So actually, I'll go back into the question. I'm an introvert. I'm a gamer. I spend probably about like 90% of my time in my house if I'm not at an event or at the gym. If I'm not at an event or at the gym, definitely 90% of the time in my house.
So yeah, you only really need German for going to restaurants,
and then
shopping.
They all do English anyways.
Yeah. So
I mean, I know foods like foods in German. Yeah, I can like read ingredients lists and be like, yep,
yeah,
don't like this. It's got onions, disgusting. Peppers, ugh. Cheese, yes please. But you don't really need to know it. I do feel a little sad I haven't learned it, however.
It should be a big kill. So we'll come back to that in a second as Davdov's caught from behind, luckily, because Dobu might be good with the Glock, but that spray was a little bit off. As Cabal didn't know about the flank either. So nice clean one for Divine Vendetta. Again, another round where Tiger really shouldn't be investing. This is a shame for them. They're falling behind by quite a bit. So we're probably going to see 6-1 before they can fight. Yeah, I was thinking about, for a while there, I was thinking about going to France for like 6 months or so to like get some practice on French. Then I realized if I went there, I'd get an apartment, I'd set up my PC, and I wouldn't go outside except for shopping and the occasional restaurant. And so I would learn nothing. I could just watch a movie in French once a week and probably have more engagement out of it. So
the thing is that whenever you do go to like a country like, for instance, Germany, and I want to speak German to people, they only want to speak English because they want to practice their English.
Of course, yeah.
So it like doesn't help,
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, like fully integrating yourself. I think the best way is if you're single, getting like a significant other. That's like a really good way to learn it, or get a group of friends who like really are helping you, go about it. Tiger though, Tech 9s, Kevlar, some with head armor, utility. I'm liking this. I'm a big fan of the Tech 9 pushes. You're gonna have Havoc though on the other side with an AUG ready to go. Ezram there as well with the M4. Hike on top of this. This is gonna be a hard take, but if they can pick up the pace, if they can get good flashbangs down, which it's gonna work onto Havoc, they can at least open up Monster, and they're in close proximity now. They get the first kill on the Havoc. Tyke's still gonna be there. Ezram as well. Pokemon's gonna respawn over towards Graffiti. They have the stack here, but they're not getting the kills. Oh, that was
eventually, and the bomb is the one going forward. My God, this is a bit of a disaster. Tiger letting go of what was a great potential. Yes, okay, winning the round was still improbable considering the weaponry, but if they plant the bomb, you get the extra money. Then they have to push into you. Instead, just, I think, a little bit of miscommunication. Player maybe not realizing he had the bomb picked up. Just a mistake that the #1 team in Asia shouldn't be making. And with 6-1 down on their map pick, well, we need to see a lot more from Tiger. This is where they have to make it start. Have to make it happen. It's the AKs, it's the utility. They've avoided the AWP. They could have gotten one if they wanted, but evidently they're not feeling the T-side opping. And yeah, I criticized Divine Vendetta. I said that, I would have banned Overpass and left Vertigo rolling through just based on the stats we had. That, I mean, obviously Tiger don't play Vertigo, neither do Divine Vendetta, and up until the last 3 months, there's been no Overpass gameplay for Divine Vendetta, so you can only presume that this is not a map that they should be able to hit Tiger pound for pound on, just because Tiger are so experienced here at a high level. And yet, here we are. An opening duel already going their way. Pokemon went up aggressive in toilets, caught the kill middle, bailed back. Now he's on site, and Tiger get the map control very slowly. So it's costly, not just in the manpower they're losing, but the time as well. I mean, they're at a minute, and just take a look at the map. Passive connector, passive outside B. They haven't even got anyone in water. They haven't touched short. They haven't touched toilets or short toilets. All they've got is one player pushed up long into the left side toilets. That's it. 1 minute, 40 seconds left, and one man down. They've got to do something.
I mean, we already saw them run out of time for a plant, right? Like, Cabal had to run straight in towards site. Aircast was, like, got through CT spawn in towards heaven, and they would have run. I mean, they ran out of time. Obviously, he did die, so it kind of, you know, puts the time crunch even further. But they can't really afford to take this long to push in anymore. 17 seconds left. At least they're gonna, you know, be able to attack the site with only like 2-3 players here. But now 10 left to go. If they drop the bomb, it could be it. Aircast is going to trade 1 for 1 off the bat. 5 seconds. The bomb's down towards truck. They came and plant the bomb. They've lost the round here, Mitch. And again, that's all due to the time.
I mean, you can see it, right? Okay, you get a kill, great, but what's going on there for Tiger? Why? Like, 40 seconds left. You have no control of short. And the problem is, Jason, even if they get to side in time, when you're put under that kind of stress, you haven't cleared toilets, you haven't cleared connector, and obviously then there's close long, there's site itself, there's all the different angles, dumpster, bank, truck, and you're talking about pushing in there with 30 seconds remaining. You are rushed. You cannot clear all those angles in time, and you open yourself up to leaving one of those CTs unchecked, whether he's pushed up in toilets, whether he's sat behind the truck. There's going to be an angle you do not cover because everything's so chaotic. And that's when they find the kills that win them rounds anyways, let alone the fact that the clock became an enemy as well.
Right now,
7-1 down. I mean, just Tiger's buy round needs to go a million times better than that next time. You can't just lose the opening duel and go, oh, let's just stay still for a minute and see what happens.
I have a song stuck in my head, and I kind of want to like make the sound out, but instead I'm just going to say it. Cabal, 007. No kills for him so far in the 8 rounds. Dobu. You know, not to put the pressure on Cabal. Dobu, he's only had 6 kills. He got 4 of those in the very first round. He's had 7 rounds with no kills. Just gonna let that sink in for a second, because this is such a dominating half so far at Divine Vendetta. And obviously we still need to see their T side, so it's not like we can judge necessarily too harshly. Again, we've seen massive discrepancies in team strengths depending on the side and on the map. But at the rate they're going, like, Tiger is going to get close to losing their map choice. Maybe this can be the first round to finally break through. The problem is the bomb is still back towards spawn. They're still just trying to feel things out. They're trying to bait out utility, which is technically working. I mean, we saw 2 Molotovs already thrown in towards short. That's a smoke. So they are winning on those trades. However, the nade comes in, and Aircast gets dunked for 54 HP. And that whole time they spent with the boost, there was no one even there. Like, they spent, what, 20-30 seconds, and they took a ton of damage, and they got nothing out of it.
I wouldn't get as worried with 40 seconds left on the clock here, because they've got control down towards Monster. They have short, and now they've connector. So this is okay. This is workable. The problem is they only have a choice to go B. At this stage especially, there's no way they could physically go A. And if Divine Vendetta have made a read on that, which you can see they're already rotating down a player, then they're going to run into the stack with 20 seconds left. Not too much pressure to plant that bomb. They can clear their angles first. Taking down Havoc, there goes Tyke, and that should be the round at least massively in their favor, if not one for them. Divine Vendetta have not a lot of money built up from the rounds winning. Again, we talked about the early, like, first 5 rounds. You don't really build up a lot of cash. We mentioned that in one of the previous series. Nice shot by Pokemon. They'll stick around. They'll look for this. Shots missed to him as well. How is he left with so much room? So much space to play with. Looking for the 4th. He spotted him up close. Gonna just defuse the bomb while the AWP holds it. Davdov on the pistol fight. He's taken down low HP on Pokemon. And he falls too. Oh, wow. What a back and forth round. But Pokemon, he was peeked in by 2 players at one stage. Whoever it was behind the pillar whiffed probably a whole magazine on him. That's incredible.
And I'm sorry, but I feel like Davdov should have had that. He should have had that shot.
Oh,
He's up against a Tech 9. That was like an 8th round there on the board for them. Pokemon really stepping up. I mean, there was like no kills coming on the entries, but the quick flicks this one into that one, and he knew where the last player was going to be. It's unfortunate. I guess you do miss op shots every once in a while. That does give a lot of life to Tiger. Again, that was a round they really forced up into. It wasn't even the cleanest of buys. They get the bomb down. They get the round 1, more importantly. They get their second on the board in our first 9 rounds. Double nade onto Tyke there. So we have seen some adjustments to Tiger. Kind of predicting where the enemies are going to be. I think that was like pretty much directly on top of sight. And Pokemon's actually pushed out towards long. You want to see Pokemon excel? Well, you know what, Mitch? He's on 16 kills so far.
I mean, that's what we want to see. Ezram with a very, very aggressive push. And I guess, I mean, I'm presuming because Pokemon found the kill early, they thought no players were immediately there, and so it would be clear, but I don't know. Ezram pushing up seemed very hectic, especially for Pokemon falling back at that same time. If he went down to party or something, I don't understand it. Here's Smoke set on B. This is going to be a full push. Havoc looks to swing out and take some damage, but he can't. Well, he takes damage. He doesn't deal it, unfortunately. Tyke in the same sort of position. The nade grabs one, but the fight itself doesn't go his way. The AWP of Davdov up close is all that remains as Pokemon got shot as he entered the sandbags and mollied. Davdov decides to go for a save, and with 2 players so low on HP, it is truly heartbreaking to look at rounds like this where player saves, where if they had an M4 and hit 1 or 2 shots, the round would be theirs. But unfortunately, that's the end of this one. And Tiger do go up 7-3. Like they're starting to close in the scoreline a bit.
I'm just curious if they can continue doing this. I feel like we've seen this happen so many times over this last like week and a half, where one team will just go on this massive tear, this massive streak of rounds, and then all of a sudden the other team will just go on that massive streak of rounds too, like back at them, and we'll end up with like an 8. I mean, at this rate, knowing the past, we'll end up with an 8-7 in favor of Tiger, and that's just going to be so weird to see. I'm really curious, like, why teams. Maybe it's just all about the economic game and how it's changed since, you know, back in 2014, 13. But we haven't been able to see teams bounce back after, you know, losing or bounce back after the other team does that. After they get their own streak going. Double nade comes, or sorry, single nade comes through. Catches out multiple players, does about 200 damage, and 9, well, he's gonna get the spray in onto Ezram. They're gonna peek in together now, and this should just be easy kills. Fish in a barrel, and Tiger will indeed get themselves to 4. I want to see a little bit more of Divine Vendetta. They show they can take a hell of a lot of rounds, 7 in a row after losing the first, even winning the force up. But can they now stop the train of Tiger?
Let's see how they handle 2 of those rounds, right? Pokemon finds an opening duel, Toilets, falls back, they play sight, they win off time. Compare that to what we just saw, which was Pokemon finds, in the previous buy round, Pokemon finds the opening duel, he falls back to Toilets, but Ezram pushes Fountain, dies, and then they rotate. At that point, Pokemon can't play aggressive, right? He can't see if they're outside of A. So he has to sit there. The B players are waiting for something to happen, they just get rushed down. And coming into this buy round, they need to be play a little bit tighter, not give as many opportunities to Tiger to pull back when those opening duels are found. And you know, they're a rare commodity as well. Like, you can have Pokemon push A long, you can have them play Toilets and find opening duels, great. You can't do that every round. Eventually, they're going to start to pre-fire that. They're going to start to use their utility to flush them back. They will figure out how you play those. So when you're winning them, you have to capitalize. Look at this. Davdov out on A. He's pushing up perfectly. They've lost Ezram. Davdov needs this kill. If he loses it, it could be all over, but there, he's found it. Now they maintain that control. They can rotate down, leave one player to hold the A site, and still have a 3-man stack on B. Tiger have massively favored B so far. That's where they've had their success. With the Tech 9s, they got to site, failed to plant because of their own mistakes. Previous round, they rushed out with the rifles, didn't face an ounce of resistance. Odds are they'll hit B again, and Divine Vendetta have made that read. The smoke goes down to block off Monster, and then the rotate comes down from Davdov. They're leaving a solo Pokemon. I do not like how he's playing. That aggressive Toilets position, I'm not a fan of it if you're solo. He has no utility either. I would much rather see him playing long. No, I don't like that either.
He's
got his back
though,
exposed.
Is if they do go B, which you kind of prophesized, then that's a quick rotate and connector behind them, right?
True.
But I agree. If they did go back towards A, then he's in a really bad position. Here we go. He's gonna go through connector. Davdov just needs to survive now up against Enso. Needs to buy some time. He's gonna fall. 10 seconds left to go. NCL's enough for the plant. Pokemon's already gonna be here now. And if Pokemon pushes up, he can see NCL moving away from the bomb, but he gives it up. He goes for the shots. NCL gonna be wrapping around. I mean, I have faith in Pokemon here, but NCL, he knows the bomb's planted. He's already been spammed out. Molotov going to come through to buy some more time, but there's still 26 seconds left to go on the bomb anyways. Pokemon, though, with no kit. He needs this kill.
10 seconds. Taps it, sees the player. Oh, this is bad. NCL's going to buy the time. This next shot has to be hit. The swing out wide, and NCL wins it. Well played. Really nice clutch by NCL. He did absolutely everything right. Again, Pokemon's position did pay off pretty well. I can't really criticize the play on the B bomb site. You get spammed through the smoke and through the site. You just got to deal with it. You know, sometimes those things happen. I think Divine Vendetta made the right read in rotating down a B, leaving a solo player. There's not a lot I think they really did wrong. It was just that they needed to win more when it came down to the fights on the B side itself. And that's now 2 buy rounds where Divine Vendetta have rushed out on B and destroyed them. I think that's going to become their favorite side to try and build up some more rounds.
It took a while to get it working, but they eventually cracked the code.
This is it, Jason. It's what I say. I love the analogy of the CT side's like a microwave. You come in, you know how to play it, you just do your stuff. You know, you're already warmed up and ready to go. But the T side, it's an oven. It's got to heat up. You got to wait a little while, figure out what your opponents are doing. But once it gets warm, that's when stuff starts cooking. That's when you start to build up the rounds. And you just need to accept that for those first couple rounds, you're probably going to lose. But just make sure you learn something from it.
Of course, it's a food analogy.
100% of the time. I had pizza for breakfast today.
There's nothing wrong with that. Breakfast pizza sounds delicious.
I'll never forget the day Banks texted me being like, "I'm so proud of you, bro." It was when I was just back from an event with him. I'd been going to the gym. I'd been eating well and stuff. He was like, "I'm so proud of you, bro. You know, you're doing so well. You keep it up. You're going to get fit. You hit your goals. You'll do this. I believe in you. Like, you're strong," all this. And I literally responded like, "I've just had an Easter egg for breakfast." It was 100% true. I'd literally just finished eating an Easter egg. A chocolate Easter egg, yeah. He was just like, I've never been so happy with someone and then so disappointed so quickly.
It's a roller coaster of emotions. We're seeing the Deagles bot here for Divine Vendetta. They go for the stack towards B. Now they're going to reach barrel in from connector. Nine's waiting, but yeah, it doesn't really pay off too well from here. Another shot's going to need to land. Those NCL's trying to protect that AK. I like it. I like the spray as well. Dabdog gets a kill. They won't expect Dobu to the left, and now Dabdog could potentially pull this off, but he will fall. And now Tiger, they've been able to get themselves 5 rounds now back to back, and they're about to, well, if they go the 7 that Divine Vendetta had, they're going to be up 8-7 at the half. And it was looking so good for Divine Vendetta. I was you know, rethinking my prediction of Tiger taking this, but it seems to be, you know, whenever you start to really believe in a team, there's that fall from grace, and they're not able to, you know, fight back. I can't even think of a better term to use right now. We need to see some fight in them. I mean, they did have that 1v1 in a round before where Pokemon got the flank from connector, but they didn't win it. And Tiger's starting to build up a decent amount of money. They're even going for the early pick in towards, well, I guess technically the B site, whether it's going to be Heaven or for the boost up. Oh, Ezram, if he jump spots this, he's not even going to be on that spot.
You can't stay there all around.
It's like the 3rd time we've seen that, and it's netted nothing for every team.
Yeah, well, look, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. You just can't dedicate too long towards it. You know, 20, 30 seconds, then it's definitely time to go. You're pushing the limits at that point because you dedicate so many resources. There's 4 players there. So you have no map control. You see late on, they've got to push out. They've got to get connector, get short. That brings with it the risk of running into an AWP. But speaking of, Havoc's just fucking dead. It's right away. It's gone. It's out the game immediately. Dobu walked out. I mean, Dobu's just... I don't know. So he whiffed a couple sprays earlier on. That happens. Everyone has that slow warm-up on the AK. You know, I'll accept it. But he's had some impressive rounds so far. It's a really strong opening for them to have as well. Into the 5v4 where Divine Vendetta have no info. They have no idea what's going on.
Nice.
And they needed something like that.
I think Dabdog flashed himself in, actually. Him and Tyke peeking together, even looking for a boost up. Saw Ezram pay the price for this one. Flashing together. Tyke's up close. Oh, if he didn't shoot, that would have been perfect. They would have walked directly, you know, but it doesn't matter. He gets the kill anyways. Gets the AK in hand. He's got Dobu low on HP. He's surviving, and now with just 2 players remaining for Tiger, 10 seconds, just save the guns. You don't got time to win this. At least keep the op. I know you got some money stored up. It's not really gonna matter since the last round is the last round and a half anyways. And that will be the half lead for Divine Vendetta. Finally, a bounce back from them in what feels like forever.
I mean, Divine, considering how they started, 9-6 is a bad scoreline for them, but in the grand scheme of things, if they make it there, they're all right. They need it. And the double op setup comes through. Havoc, who was picked off early round, now looks for his vengeance. It may be hard to find, though. Tiger have gone for very advanced control, but that smoke gives it away. You can see Pokemon backs off. Problem is now the connector players are isolated. Luckily, Davdov's gone up to watch it and takes the kill quite quickly. He'll be caught on the rotate. Back the shot missed, though. 9, not able to do anything in terms of taking these players out. Havoc on the secondary op, answering fourth, and now Tiger realize they're up against that double op setup, but it's a little bit late. They're already at a 2-man disadvantage, and they have practically no utility left. Only 1 smoke and 3 flashes.
I think they've only gone A 1 time. Is that right? Maybe twice?
Yeah, it's been an overwhelming majority to B, for sure.
And they're going back towards the B side again. They do get the initial kill into Tyke. Havoc, this is such a interesting position to hold from, but hey, it works out. He gets the first kill, and the Pokemon Measure will get the final 2. And that will indeed be the 9-6 half, but that really doesn't tell the story, I say, of how this half went. It was 7-1 up for Divine Vendetta, and then we saw 5 rounds straight for Tiger. So, yeah, just not a lot of back and forth, a lot of streaks going on. I think a lot of it's going to come into the pistol round now. And Tiger did win it, but then lost the buy-up. I'm surprised not to see Havoc more on the op, by the way. I mean, I know it's usually only coming out when he's on Dust 2 or towards the A side, then they prioritize it over towards him. But, I mean, he's been pretty solid. It's not very often you see him miss any shots. I mean, even given the Scout, as we saw on Dust 2 before, and he can do some work. Oh,
yeah,
no.
that's one thing, right? Havoc and Davdov can trade that back and forth. I think probably, you know, a lot of the time, certainly on Overpass here, we saw them playing down together towards that B side, and you can understand then why Davdov's taking it. If he dies, Havoc can just pick it up, go for it. It's a fast push by Divine Vendetta, very confident start at NCL. He's running away and just tapping heads as he does. Cabal in with another 9, looking for a victim. Only finds a bullet to his own head, but look at this. It's a 1v3 now. Havoc's got to do it all, and he just can't. What a round by Tiger. Specifically NCL, he slowed down that push massively. If he doesn't find those 2 kills, I don't think Cabal gets the space to find the 3K.
I don't know how I feel about that running backwards headshot with the USP. I'd feel a little dirty if I was him. You know, in pool, you generally have to like call your shots apparently, or that's what I was told when I was playing with a certain person. And if you miss, or you make a shot that's not what was intended, you still scratch. I feel like that's one of those moments where like he's running backwards, he's just spraying, he's not intending to get a kill with it. I think he should get his life back. You know, it shouldn't count. I'm gonna take it from your silence. You don't agree.
No, I don't disagree.
But you don't agree. Gotcha.
I'm sort of just staring at Tiger's buy up here. The 5 SMGs. It gives me nightmares, honestly. I don't like it.
Well,
I don't want to see it.
Second round, they had Dobo on the AK and 4 Mac 10s. That didn't work out.
Nope. So obviously the AK was the problem. So the issue
We'll
is,
see, because maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was that many SMGs or more.
Yeah, I think that's probably more solid. Like, I want you to think about any fight that Divine Vendetta walk into. Are they at a disadvantage? Only if they miss their first shot. I mean, like, heads up, they look better, right? Deagles, you've got a Scout as well. Versus an MP9, you win on range. You win on one shot. If you're both headshotting each other, you trade, you win. And the only thing they've got over you is the ability to move a little bit faster. And obviously, if they miss their first shot, they can spray and still manage to connect. And I feel like you need those rifles, because let's play a game, you know. Oh, they win this round. Even with the 3 of them alive, they're going to be hurting so much. But anyways, let's see if that even happens. 19 seconds left. Divine Vendetta moving forward. Pokemon by himself. No trades. They delay it. Now the next player runs out. They're doing strat roulette at the moment. You got to rush forward one at a time. Eventually, Davdov falls, so it's Havoc's turn to push out. That was a very, very unusual push from them.
Oh, are they going to keep... Actually, they're just going to donate the SMGs over. As I say, you keep as many of those SMGs as you possibly can in this round. Because they should be able to buy. They got Deagles again. So Tigers, they should be able to hit 9th round here. And more importantly, they should get a massive amount of money if they take this round. They just get the majority of the kills with the MP9s. Yeah, 3 left. Already gone for the early molly control too. Oh, the nade. I thought that would have done way more damage. At least they're holding aggressive, right? So the SMGs can do some work here. Again, like you said before, the Deagles hit the first shot. That's all you really need. All right.
Delva's just farming a little bit of cash up there on short. You see, in a round like this, look, they're never really going to be struggling too much just because of the lack of helmets even that are in on some of these players. But honestly, I completely agree with Divine Vendetta's investments into these Deagles. The position that they're in at the moment, certainly they'll have a decent amount of money coming into the next round, but as long as they find 2 to 3 kills, as long as they keep that CT economy nice and managed, they'll be in a fantastic spot to connect multiple in a row when it comes into that first buy round. The problem with investing into 5 SMGs, I think it was Taco that said it when this economy system came out, was that if you lose more than one player, or sometimes even one, you're in a terrible position economically for the next round. You've got to force up to play your first buy round with weaker weapons. Now they come into the second round, which should be the one where they build up the money that they've lost, at least a little bit of it. They recuperate some of the losses, and instead they've lost 3 players. Divine Vendetta have already won this round. Now it's a question of whether they get a round on the board for it. What they've invested, it's paid off tenfold. Davdov walking away with 24 HP left. He's just going to be swung on. Not a chance. Grab the body tag as well. Look at how low those players are. But still, 3 kills? Yeah, the M4 is recovered, but I couldn't give a toss. All those players in the CG side are going to have to fully invest. Every single dollar.
Wouldn't they have had to anyways? Because they had 3 SMGs, and they had 2 rifles, and one of them was a FAMAS. So they'd have to go M4s whether they won or lost, because they'd be up against AKs.
Not necessarily. I mean, most teams will play that as a bonus round then, right?
Sure,
You'll just try to build up a little bit of extra cash and do some damage yourself. And hopefully then coming into your buy round, they'll even have weaker weapons and no money to buy up afterwards. But now they're in a position where they still have weaker weapons. You see NCL, he's gone for the utility, so he can't even afford to buy up an M4 if he wanted to. But they have no backup money, no bonus for the next. If they lose this, Divine Vendetta face up against an eco. A couple pistols probably dropped by NCL, and that's it. There's a really poor, like, look, they got the rounds on the board, so obviously that's good for Tiger, but the way they did it, it was the worst possible way. The worst possible path to this tie. Put it that way.
I think they're really banking on the fact that 9 can hit quite a few shots here. He's still going to be overwatching long. I think Tyke is going to peek against him. It seems like the T is going to rotate towards the A site, so maybe we're going to have a little bit of a reversal where they want to go A every round, and well, Tiger went B. No smoke comes in. Like a jump spot. Yeah, he's going to see him there. And utility-wise, I mean, in Divine Vendetta, they've got the 3 smokes, so they can easily like set themselves up. I don't know if Nine's going to expect Davdov boosted up, but he's going to drop down as they're still clearing out these angles. Another piece of utility being thrown in. 9 just got the flashbang left. He's going to potentially peek in along here, but now he's being pushed in the main entrance as well, and he's going to get nothing.
Tiger have to save this. But it's too late to really salvage it. If they do bring these 2 rifles forward, NCL can buy his own. That's it. You know, or Cass can drop a FAMAS, maybe. That's where we're going to end things on that discussion. And so it will be, again, a scrappy round coming into the next, where Divine Vendetta get to build up their money. They get their lead back on 10 to 9. And presuming both weapons are saved over, and Tiger go in for that full investment, you're potentially looking at a 12-9 scoreline for Divine Vendetta. A great start to the T side considering how those initial couple of rounds went. They've lost Davdov to the bomb, which really wasn't ideal, but it happened, and now it's behind us. I mean, they really don't have the money to lose a player to the bomb. Look how much it's going to cost them an investment. Ezram dropped them, I think. So now Ezram has no money, and Davdov has no money. And that one small thing has genuinely caught. If they lose this round, they can't buy back up. They'll go down to an eco probably, or a pistol armor buy. So it's such a small thing, but losing one player impacts their economy hugely.
Seems like neither team. Well, I can't even say that. I was gonna say it seems like neither team can get control, but I mean we have seen them both be able to do it. 7 rounds straight, 5 rounds straight. Pokemon. I think that should have been second kill. Oh, 9. He's looking to escape. Flashbang has come through. He's still gonna run to another target. He's just stuck between a rock and a hard place. Eventually, Davdov will finish him off. 4-on-1 and Cabal, the last player remaining. The SMG. At least is on, I guess technically the right site. Should have an AK. Okay. Guess not. And Divine Vendetta now go up 11-9. We're gonna see the eco out of Tiger now, and this should be. I say should. I say it so cautiously as well, Mitch. From what we've been seeing, it should be, in an ideal world, a 12th round.
Yeah, you're gonna go. We're gonna go back to doing EUCS at one point, Jason, and you're gonna be sat there going, "Well, Mitch, you know they're on an eco, so this should, in theory, just there's a possibility,
trying to
strong
cover
possibility
my ass.
that they win." TSD.
No,
but that was.
I will pay for a
setup.
montage. I'm sorry. I'll pay for a
No,
montage to be made of all the rounds. I said, all right, this should be a whatever round on the board, and then they lose it from a save.
Mm-hmm. No, so look, they won't lose the round, right? Tiger gonna save those 2 weapons, but the thing is, that was a really good strat. Okay, I like it. You have to do something in a pistol round, and we talked about this a while back, but making the most out of these kind of rounds, honestly, I feel like that's what's gonna separate you from a lot of teams within your region. If you're playing at a lower level of Counter-Strike, you're playing tier 3, being able to win these rounds is the thing that most teams won't focus on. They'll look at, they'll have something where they go, oh yeah, maybe we should just like rush B and see how that works, or like, it'll be something plucked out of the air. But if you actually do research on your opponents, figure out how they play anti-ecos, you look at the success rates of your own, like you will have tried all these strategies. What's the most successful? How should you pull it out? It even comes down to things like if you play a usual aggressive A strategy, right? If your player that plays A long likes to play aggro, or he plays passive, what you do depends, because you're conditioning. Basically, as the round's going, you condition the T's into how to play. If you push A long every round, they're not going to push A long at the start of the round. They're going to hold it. You condition them into playing like that. And so you got to understand how you play a map dictates how those kind of rounds can be successful. They stack up on long. But they haven't been playing aggressive long all too much. So that happens to be somewhere Divine Vendetta have a good chance of saying, hey, let's see how that one works out. Not too well for them. But yeah, that's something I really want to see teams focus on more, is the low percentage rounds. You maybe not win it, but you find 2 rifles. That's a massive boost to your economy. You deal damage to theirs. Going into an eco and finding 2 kills, and going into an eco and finding none. It's a massive difference between those 2 things, even if you don't save the rifles.
I got real nervous in that round. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't blame you. At the start, because the thing was, you saw the players start going to peek the angle again. I was like, "What are you doing? No, you know there's a firing squad there. Just go B." And eventually they did, but it looked like for a second they were gonna just tempt fate.
Cabal's alone at the B site. We're seeing CTs rotate in basic entirety. They've read this relatively well. You're gonna have NCL rotate back. I guess it's gonna be Aircast gonna be coming to B site too. 55 seconds left, and there's no need to necessarily commit just yet. Except they have no presence towards A. They're not even sure what's happening in that direction. They could be being flanked at the exact same time. But they throw their utility in. They're gonna commit for this. Cabal has to push forward because of the Molotov thrown directly at his feet. First kill does go the way Divine Vendetta on this take, and the second Ezram Picks up a big kill and a
man.
second. Just like that, they fall here, Tigers, except Aircast is still alive, and he's looking to take this round by himself, but Tyke will shut him out of this. Now it's
Tyke wasn't
2-1-1.
even looking at him.
Yeah.
He was looking up above and just flicked down, took the quick headshot. Beautiful. NCL, he stepped over here, right? So they know exactly where he is. Little head peek by Tyke. He's been spotted, but there's the
Double
swing.
peek, though.
That was really nice. The reaction play there, Tyke gets spotted, he shoots, wouldn't have even had time to say anything. But ducked down and immediately Havoc swings. Tyke peeks back up, realizing Havoc had swung. The comms there, obviously for Havoc swinging out, and someone must have been screaming, fight him, fight him. That was on point. The reaction of the players was on point. And this is something that, and normally I've grown to appreciate, shall I say that? I've grown to appreciate plays like that over the past couple of weeks, because we haven't seen it all too much over the past couple of weeks where players just give 1v1s again and again. Matter of fact, even Divine Vendetta did it. You remember the CT round where, was it 9 or NCL? One of them managed to, it was NCL, managed to clutch out the 1v2 down the B side.
Hmm. It's a lot of info gained, by the way. Just that one forward position. Again, I should be around. I feel like I'm cursing this as saying that. It should be around for Divine Vendetta, but at the same time, like, they were already spotted going towards long. I guess there hasn't been a repeat, so they're not sure if they will continue to head in this direction. We can see they will be. Utility can be thrown in. All there is a flash at a Dobu. So shots are going to have to be hit. Comes down to raw aim now out of the Tiger side. And there we go. A firing squad going to be routing off bullets, but Pokemon cleans it up pretty quickly. That's a second kill for number 3, but they push in, and NCL gets a quick double. You can see Navdov isn't sure where the other CTs are going to be. There's no one towards CT side. They're all going to be facing you from toilets. They're all covering off the bomb. They haven't rescued any of the weapons, unfortunately. But still a 3-on-2.
First player spotted, nobody swings. Tiger in a little bit of trouble. One by one they face, and one by one they fall. That's not what we want to see. Divine Vendetta 14 on the board, and in a seriously good position to take this one across the line. I told you, Jason, my heart was with Divine Vendetta, although my brain said this one should be Tiger. I really did not imagine this was the map where they would have a chance, to be honest. I thought Tiger had, I mean, I was saying it in the veto, right? This is a great map for Tiger. They should be taking it. And if they lose, that's not paint a pretty picture for map number 2, does it? When we go on to Nuke, I believe in Divine Vendetta's ability, considering what we're seeing here.
I mean, I actually can't wait to have a discussion with Bled and Dinko about this, because we've been asking ourselves, like, does Tiger really, did they really deserve the 1,600 points that they got? I mean, obviously they did, they won, right? But they shouldn't be seen as the #1 team in this tournament anymore. Not even, I mean, unfortunately, not even close. Like, Divine Vendetta, I think, are, like, in, like, 6th place. And
I think
he's won like so much already.
Coming into the tournament, we pretty much
place.
We pretty much gave Tiger the respect of, you know, saying every now and then, like, oh, the apparent #1 team and all that sort of stuff, because it's more respect for the tournament, right? That they just won, they'd done well in it, they'd beaten these teams, but as Bless said, seems like a fluke, and you have to prove that it's not. You don't get the benefit of the doubt. You have to prove that, and at the moment, well, the doubt, I'm glad, exists, because this is not the #1 team in Asia from what we've seen over the last 2 weeks.
Well, Hedrum's low, Tyke's low. Oakland's gonna fall as Aircast gets that kill, so down to the 4-on-4, but this is gonna be tough. Cabal, this should be so many kills for him. Well, maybe not, because Havoc has a high HPs. He's trying to peek around the corner. Flashbang's being thrown in. Smoke's gonna be going down, maybe a little bit late. Here's Havoc, and Doba just gonna trade out the 1-for-1. The ball pushes in wall blind. Havoc, he's gonna get the bomb down, but he's in a 1-on-3. Oh my, he's got so many angles to cover, and yeah, Cabal will close it out. So they will at least hold on here and pick up another round, get themselves to double digits. But you're right. I mean, we give them the respect because of what they did win. But if they wanted to be named officially the #1 team in the region, I think they would have had to have come into this event and win it all again. And I'm saying, like, I need to see them beat Tyloo. I need to see them beat Vici. I need to see them beat Invictus Gaming. I need to see them play at a level deserving of being called the best. And I don't think we've seen it in any of the games.
The thing is, if this game doesn't happen and the game versus Bren doesn't happen, the narrative is much easier to believe. Okay, they had a tight game versus Invictus and beyond, but yeah, they beat them. Okay, so maybe, you know, maybe they will beat Tyloo. Maybe they'll beat Vici, but then they lose to Bren. Now they at least drop a map to Divine Vendetta on their map choice, and one where they should look massively favored. Divine Vendetta haven't even gotten official on this. That's you can't do that. You just can't. You know, as I said in the start, if you want to be considered the #1 team, you have to clean up teams like Divine Vendetta. Regardless of how good they are, regardless of how much they've improved over the last couple months, it doesn't matter. You can't come in and lose to this team, because then what does that say about you versus Tyloo, you versus Vici?
You know what I miss? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna talk about this later because we're going like full podcast mode here.
We are.
I want to see what's obviously gonna happen this round, but something I want to bring up is Eric Casca take down Pokemon. They have the players on the site. I think this is gonna be easily a number 11 for Tiger. See Havoc sitting so far back. He's getting lucky that no one's flanking him. Trying to hope that Tiger get overzealous and they actually go for the peaks onto him. 45 seconds left. They still have time to play with. But they don't have really much utility. It's just the 2 smokes, and that's not going to stop Tiger. It's just it's not even a wall that you can't move through. It's just a deterrent. And there's the first one to go in. Havoc, I mean, he's going to want to throw his smoke, but also the second he unscopes might be his death. Wow. Oh, he saw him just through the edge. Clean round. And I completely forgot about what I was going to say. What I wanted to say.
Yeah, it always happens. Well, the terroristas are not doing all too well. They're just coming up to the last bit of economy. Their Moolah Dosh is
that's
going
what I want to
quite
say.
well. Oh, go for it.
Since the economic changes to the game, I'm not gonna lie, I really miss seeing the dominating matches. Like I miss seeing a team dominate another team so heavily. I understand that the changes were made to make it a little bit more equal, so you have closer matches, but at the same time, it's so satisfying seeing a team who should be the better team just destroy a lesser opponent.
Yeah, no, because, I agree.
You know, it's like watching, even in our first match of the day, you know, Tyloo up against Bren, seeing Train, you know, Bren take it, you know, to 16-14 and lose. I feel like with the old economic changes, or the way the economy used to be, like that would have been, or ideally should have been, a more one-sided game. I feel like they made it harder for the better team to win and easier for the worst team to come back because of how it works.
I think I have to agree. You just get too many buy rounds out now, right? You're not punished in the same way. They're taking a level of depth out of the game.
Yeah.
You imagine you lose 4 rounds in a row, 5 rounds, 6 rounds. You're 6-0 down, right? Coming into the second half or something. And you then win a round. The next was the most important because you were going to be reset. You were going to be punished for winning that round as a fluke, essentially.
Yeah.
You had to make sure that you were able to follow through, so you'd have a pause.
It was a test if it was a fluke or if it was legitimate.
Yeah, exactly. And if it was a fluke, you got smacked. So like your depth had to be insane because you had to have, when you won a round, the ability to come back and win the next one, and really start to punish your opponents. That no longer exists. Now it's like, oh, you made a mistake? No problem.
Participation
You got it in
trophy.
the next one. Yeah, exactly. This is not the way it should be. Nice flash or a cast on the swing. One player was playing anti-flash but not able to block it completely. As the first shot was hit, or cast in for another. What a fantastic peek down below. He only got 2. He had support from NCL, but really that round is all his.
I think we have the potential to see a 16-14 now. Divine Vendetta with no money. See Havoc go up to the scout. See some Deagles bot. So Divine Vendetta maybe do want to take it over the line here and get themselves to 15. I mean, obviously with the loss and the bonus building up, they're going to be able to buy next run anyways. And run through Incendiary, eventually going to be smoked out. Not before it does some damage. Enough to soften Tyke up. As well as Havoc. And look at Tyke, actually, speaking of him, he's just rushed straight up long. He's not stopping. Is he going to wrap around behind them? You can see 9 trying to, you know, all of a sudden realize, okay, I need to watch towards long, and he's going to spot him out, but that was a quick shot. If he didn't check that, Tyke would have been able to get in behind him, and that could have been a bomb going down, especially since he was the sole defender.
And now he's being pushed on. They know that he's here. The head peek, good for one little bit of damage, but Nine's still alive. He's still doing damage, still taking down players. What is happening here? Divine Vendetta looked like they were going to get to... Well, I mean, at least NCL's dead to his teammate. So that's 2 kills for Divine Vendetta as the headshot connects for Havoc, but how much more can he get? Nothing. Stands
Like
up in a
that.
firing squad.
Connect for 1 little bit of damage.
Yeah, I really thought he was dead. Because not only was he getting head peeked and shot at, but the player was rushing his right side. He just whips out the USP and starts doming people. And then gets killed by his teammate, who was like, yeah, you should already be dead. I've seen Final Destination. I don't want to tempt fate.
I think fate's meant to be tempted sometimes. But here, who knows? Tiger have been able to stabilize extremely well. Divine Vendetta have been definitely on the struggle. NCL gets very aggressive, though. Doesn't even finish off the first kill. Dobu's going to be there. They don't expect the second player, and he's somehow able to get a double. Don't tell me he gets a third. He will be shut down. Does alleviate some of the pressure coming the way of Divine Vendetta, and also forces Aircast to rotate around because he was hoping to use Dobu to protect him. But look at that. Caval gets caught rotating back into the A site. Again, Tyke just rushes straight up long. I think that was actually, sorry, straight up restrooms. And they get the entire site. And they get the round. What? The aggression on Tiger doesn't work out.
That's not the round they wanted to throw away. Now they've got to fight for an overtime. As Tiger come into this one, you're going to see one last hurrah. An AWP for 9. He's been on point the last couple of rounds with it, but only starting to warm up. And really, the pressure now starts to mount. With Pokemon having his standout game. We mentioned him in the pre-show. I said I wanted to see him show up on the same level of form that we had previously. At the start of the tournament, he'd certainly cooled down. And man, oh man, he's 1 away from 30 kills in regulation. There we go. Push into B, Tyke for 1, and the side has fallen. He was a solo defender. I don't understand that. Dobu's pushed up all the way on A. He was up at Fountain, and yet they still hadn't rotated another player down to the B site. 3-man stacking for a short push? That's a very peculiar strategy. Look at Pokemon. You sneaky devil.
I think it comes down to me for Dobu or Pokemon. If Dobu gets the flank and gets the kill on the edge, they can apply pressure from 2 angles and look to get this defuse. Likewise, if Pokemon gets a kill on the rotation from CT side, then this is going to be just as tough. Dobu comes in, no one's looking at him. He gets the first kill. Pokemon has fallen, and Tiger have retaken the site. The smoke going to come in. He's going to try to stick the defuse. He's got 2 seconds left. He gets spammed through the smoke. And Divine Vendetta will indeed pull out their opponent's map choice and win 16-13. That leaves a bad taste in my mouth with how that actually finished out. Dobu had a really good flank there.